My name is Alejandra, and this is Emily, Loic, Kian, and Nubia. And before we get started, we have a couple of questions for each of you. First of all, does it take about 1 million years to schedule a meeting with your counselor?
Yes.
Yes, right? Okay. And does it take another 1 million years to get an email response from your counselor?
Yes.
It does, right? So obviously this is a very big problem, and it happens nationwide. And it also happens here, right here in Miami.
Today's counselors are overworked and few. The recommended student to counselor ratio is 250 to 1. Yet, in both Miami-Dade and Broward County Public Schools, it's 638 to 1. This overworks student counselors and doesn't provide the support students need.
Think about it. That is around 100,000 students here in Miami that do not have access to any counselors. Therefore, it hinders their chance of even getting into college that they want to go or go down a career path they choose. It also hinders them understanding what they need to do in order to graduate and prevents them from even applying for colleges.
Exactly. So we need counselors. Counselors are important. But if we don't have a counselor, what do we have? Introducing my Abuelita counselor, an AI-powered pre-college counselor for students like you and me right here in Miami. So raise your hand if you're Hispanic. Yeah, see, a bunch of us are Hispanic, right? And what do we call our grandmas?
Abuelita.
All right. And what do abuelitas do? They care for us. And that's exactly what my Abuelita counselor does. She cares for each and one of us and our goals.
So now that we've introduced our problem, let's talk about how my Abuelita counselor is designed to solve it. So our chatbot helps students in Miami by providing 3 key resources. First, it helps recommend local, state, and national programs, including internships, scholarships, and college prep resources that are crucial for success. Second, it helps with class selection guide. It helps guide class selection. So whether that be keeping students on track for graduation or making informed academic decisions, it's there to help you out. And then most importantly, it provides personal and approachable support, just like advice from a real abuelita.
Abuelita will lead us and she will lead you with a database of over 68 sources handpicked by us. These sources include Miami-based organizations such as Miami-Dade County Public Schools, Miami-Dade College, and Miami Scholarships. Furthermore, university sites such as MIT, Stanford, Harvard, and others, government sites such as MIT, Stanford, Harvard, and more, government sites such as White House, Federal Department of Education, and also educational sites such as the College Board, which we all know.
Exactly. So now you know who Abuelita is. But what can Abuelita do? So let's learn from this demo. So as you can see, this is a student, right? A high school student, and they want to go into pre-med for college. So what does Abuelita say? Okay, Abuelita gives specific examples of what you need to do. The graduation requirements for Miami-Dade County Public School students, and examples of scholarships and internships for students in Miami. So the student responds, I'm in 11th grade, I want to start volunteering. And therefore, my Abuelita gives specific examples of what you can start doing, practical examples of what you can start doing to volunteer. So the student responds, well, what are some hospitals I can volunteer at in Miami? And Abuelita, she always has the answer. She gives specific examples of hospitals in Miami you can start volunteering at. So Cleveland Clinic, Mount Sinai, etc. She gives real, hands-on examples in Miami.
Abuelita only does the best of the best. She gives us Miami-tailored advice. She gives us personal guidance. She is culturally rooted, and she offers us local and national opportunities. Not only that, but she's also efficient and focused on our needs. And she also fills the gap in current counseling.
So as we continue developing my Abuelita counselor, we're so excited about what comes next. So in the future, we hope to create other culturally tailored chatbots for different regions and identities, add multilingual support for accessibility, provide first-generation guidance for students that are in that position, partner with local nonprofits and colleges to provide better opportunities, and finally, launch a parent mode with simplified information to keep families involved. Each one of these steps is set with the purpose of better supporting students and their communities.
This isn't just a chatbot, it's a game changer for Miami students.
Personalized, culturally rooted, and fiercely helpful.
Abuelita gets you, and she's here to make sure each one of you are able to exceed in your endeavors, because every student deserves the chance to have someone to help them succeed. Thank you so much for your time, and let's move on to questions.
What's the most fun part?
The most fun part, well, I have to say, personally, my grandma's pretty fun, and I think Abuelita's pretty fun too. So if you notice, when the way we engineered it, we prompt engineered it, we made it so Abuelita could respond with a personality. So when she responds to you, she doesn't say, oh, this is what you have to do. She says that, but she says, ay, mijito, and then she gives you advice. She uses different phrases that can relate to the very large Hispanic community in Miami.
And another thing that I thought was really interesting and fun about our chatbot is that when you go online and you look for resources, a lot of times you can't find things here in Miami. And as a student that's going to be a senior next year, it was so fun to look for sources and things that I wish I would have known and give that back to other students.
Did you have a chance to interview your grandmother?
I actually spoke to my grandma, and she said that she wanted us to be kind and remind us that we're kids. We don't have to know the future. We don't have to know the next step. But the most important thing is to do your best and to take advantage of these opportunities.
So, building this product, what was your experience? What were you learning?
I would definitely say our experience was just us as being students and our interactions with student counselors as well. The idea to get counselors as the main focus of the chatbot was because of the wait times and how booked and overworked the counselors were. So by integrating that into a chatbot, we didn't just help students, but we helped counselors as well. And by helping the counselors, that also benefited the students by giving the counselors a chance to focus on core questions like students' mental health, or just really interest-specific focused questions that not even the chatbot can answer.
1 minute.
And I wanted to add another thing, that the fact of working on this, right? And think about what an Abuelita does. What does a counselor do? They're almost like parental figures. They guide us. And it made us reflect on the fact of how important it is to have guidance and how many students don't have that. So we wanted to be advocates for students who may not have their own guidance.
Curious as to how you guys decided on the Abuelita figure and whether you validated against other personas or personalities as you were deciding, and how did you decide as a team to go with the Abuelita?
So basically, we had a conversation together about which persona we wanted to give our chatbot. We wanted to be creative, and so we came with a conversation of our backgrounds. We realized that some of us had our abuelitas who are behind us and constantly reminding us of the importance of education and how we always need to improve ourselves, and also talking about our experience as high school students and how